Okay, this is once again your soul brother Talib, right back at you again. I am of course, as you know me best, on the reality temple, aka Operation Exodus Mississippi platform, with our number one soul brother Angel Snup Snup 7. Once again, this video, before I go any further, I'm just gonna let you know it's gonna be titled, you know, why do I judge black people? Okay. And you can say what you wanna say, but it's definitely necessary. Rather yet, no, I'm not gonna even say that as I'm right now even speaking. When you see this video, once it's posted, I'm going to title it Why I Must. Basically, the title is going to be The Wretched Behavior. Or how can I put it? Why do I still talk about the wretched behavior of black people? But other than that, it's basically gonna be titled in that manner. I don't know exactly which words is gonna be listed as the title once the video is posted, but that's what's gonna be talked about in this video. Okay, moving along. I just want to just say this here, that lately, throughout this week, basically, I've been, scrolling up and down throughout social medias, and also, of course, Black YouTube land, and I've been hearing quite a bit of stories, numerous stories. I'm talking about to the point where I can't even count right now, where black rap musicians around the country have been getting murdered and shot, of course, by other black people. And of course, this takes me back to those, 1990 beefs between rappers from different regions of the country, or that claim to represent different regions of the country, like, of course, Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. And also, though they wasn't the only rappers at that time who had those type of geographical beefs going on with each other in the rap music industry, but it was going on, and it got hectic to the point where people from different regions, especially like the East and West Coast, couldn't even go to the opposite coast to do concerts because of fears of their life, because of these certain particular beefs that was taking place with fellow rappers. You know what I'm saying? That was from their immediate area. Okay. And now we see this going on again. Just like with King Von, a Chicago rapper that just got killed in Atlanta last week, which has been reported throughout social media. Now it's then got to the point now that it's causing a rift between what they call the Chicago versus Louisiana beef, because of the fact that it was associates of rappers, or a rapper from Louisiana that was involved in his murder. And then you got this other guy who was also a Louisiana rapper that just got murdered a couple of days or so ago down in Dallas, Texas. Now, a long time known rapper in the industry named Bootsy, who I am familiar with, and who I've been kind of familiar with for quite some time over the years, found himself getting caught up in the mix when he was paying his respects at a vigil for this rapper in Dallas and ended up getting shot, which I just found out before I even started this video. And now, but once again, it goes back to show the wretched behavior of black people. You can't even, you know what I'm saying, carry out a profession, even in the music industry, without some violence taking place. And, it didn't even used to be like that in R&B music. Now you got beefs going on between people like that R&B singer who I've been familiar with also for a long time, Usher. When him and the brother from Canada, I forget his name, who got his fame of acclaim off YouTube and stuff, but he ended up becoming a popular R&B musician out of Toronto, Canada, and he had confronted Usher, as far as stealing a couple of his songs, I guess, and they had ended up getting in an altercation, and they showed where Usher, beat him up pretty bad, But I mean, allegedly, but however, it's like I mean, it's just crazy. And I mean, brothers just killing each other throughout this country, carrying out violent acts over, whether it's over songs, whether it's over stealing music, whether it's just, I mean, it's just crazy. And this is, the reason why we are the biggest laughing stock in the world as far as indigenous black Americans located in the northwest region of the Western Hemisphere is concerned, This is the reason why we are the biggest laughing stock to the whole world. This is the reason why people don't take us serious even when we scream Black Lives Matter, because we don't even take Black Lives Matter serious. So now, you got, just like in the everyday, street, underground world, you got blacks killing each other. You got average blacks killing each other on the streets that's not known or famous or considered to be among the rich and famous. But now you got blacks killing each other, dying. That's supposed to be, unquote, a part of the entertainment celebrity industry, or the rich and famous, dying for nothing or getting shot where their lives is in danger, more than likely over some nonsense, and it's like, like I said in another video, matter of fact, a video that I did on a live podcast with Brother Angel Snup Snup 7 and our sister Noble Levine, where we talked about, people accusing us of being self-haters of other black people because of the way that we critically speak about the present day conditions of black people, particularly here in the hells of North America, and how, we speak against, the wretched behaviors and how we are quick to, attack one another, you know what I'm saying? And not looking at the whole big picture outside of this whole thing that's helping to cause this, But we steadily just killing each other, fighting each other. More than likely, like I said, over some petty trivial stuff, Then, and then the truth of the matter is that, I must tell it like it is, I mean, hey, I'm a product of the streets. I'm a product of the penal system, okay? I'm a product of, the drug epidemic. okay, that comes from the origins of the so-called war on drugs. You know, I'm a product of that. But I realized one day that it had to come to a point that if I really wanted to change or reform myself, I had to do it. It was just that simple. I couldn't wait on nobody to do it. I couldn't wait on the system to do it. I had to put that in motion to do it myself. And today I'm still working on that. But however, I must just say this, that, I must still tell the truth, because I'm not going to sit up here just and not say nothing just because I've been where most of these people are, that look like me, you know. I'm still not gonna sit back and be quiet about it and not speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't exist. And this is where, like I've always critiqued what the late Honorable Marcus Garvey said almost 100 years ago, that in fact, yes, that statement about the black man being his own worst enemy still stand on true ground today. It's no doubt about that. And that is a part of the illustration of that fact. When you hear about black on black violence here in America all the time, every day, in and out. You know what I'm saying? Whether you talking about shootings and rappers getting killed in Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, California, wherever it's happening at. You know what I'm saying? Where we're just dying, at a rapid pace at the hands of each other. Much as we want to complain about the police shooting and killing us, well, it's a known fact that we killing each other more than the police kill us. And I'm not going to sit up there and sugarcoat that, you know. And that's why I always call out people like Black Lives Matter. Where you at when it comes to this? Where are you? And I must say that, the situation with black on black crime, period, no matter what level is on, is our biggest concern more than anything else, whether we want to realize it or not. You know, the reason why the police do what they do, especially with impunity and the way that they kill us and brutalize us in the street, because we don't have no love or respect for each other. They wasn't. I even had older people that are related to me who was raised back in the 1960s during the civil rights era that straight up told me police wasn't killing blacks as much as they is now, because blacks had a purpose at that time. And then they knew who the main enemy was, unlike today's generation of black people in this country. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they wasn't, black people had a purpose. They was trying to actually do something to change their condition as a people in this country. Now today, black people are not on that, even on that level, as where the ancestors was in the 60s and 50s. And if you want to go even way back before that, we had more of a purpose as a people then, which had, put, the system on hold, where it had to put the police on hold more from really having their way with us like they're having with us now, because we don't have no respect for each other. We don't have no love for each other. So what you expect other people to do, or how do you expect other people to feel about us when they see we kill each other all the time? We attack our own elderly. We don't even protect them no more. Our own elderly don't even feel safe among us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's best that a lot of them be put in nursing homes. And then they're being attacked in there, abused in there, because of the lack of unity in the black family structure, some may call it. And I mean, it is what it is, as someone would say, you know. And this is why I keep talking the way I talk about black people. Whether you want to call it self-hatred, well, that's your prerogative. I know what it is and I know what it ain't. But you can still call it what you want to call it. I ain't got time to get into your feelings or opinions about why I say the things that I say on social media, to get the truth out, to get the message out, that hopefully our people will wake up and once and for all to turn this whole thing around, far as from where we are as a people. I'm not gonna baby you. I'm not gonna pamper you. I'm gonna say it straight up like it is. I'm not gonna pull no punches. I'm not gonna cut no corners. You know what I'm saying? And whether you like it or not, that's your prerogative and that's your problem. That's not my problem. It's just that simple. You know? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, like someone say, I'm not here to babyfy your ass. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your mama. It's time for you to be men and women. Stand up. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want other people to respect you as men and women and humans, then you got to start treating yourselves like such in that manner. You got to start treating each other like that in such manner. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't, we don't have no allies. Just like in the words of John Henry Clark, we have no friends. And it's a brother who I just started today watching a couple of his videos named Dr. Nelly Fuller Jr. And I haven't seen the part where a brother had mentioned to me where it was a statement he quoted in one of those videos, but the brother sounds very on key, like he know what he talking about. And he ain't mixing that pro-black rhetoric with it neither. He just coming straight out with the facts, like we do from this platform that we speak from as Reality Temple on Earth. And basically, you know, but I did hear something about, even though I haven't heard it yet, him say it yet, but he did allegedly say something about that black people are better off not even talking to each other or communicating basically with each other because of our mentality, especially the mentality that we come from, which is slavery. And I agree. I totally agree with that. I really agree with that. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Even if he did say it, I don't see nothing wrong with that because that's the truth. Whether he said it or not. And eventually, if he said it, I'm going to run across it because I am watching his videos. Because he makes a lot of sense and what he says. And like I said, he don't mix up that pro-black rhetoric with it. I guess that's why he's not popular in the so-called pro-black conscious community. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't hear too many people talk about him like they talk about Dr. Amos or a Dr. Claude Anderson or something like that. I don't hear too many, and I see why don't too many people in the so-called conscious community mention him, because like I say, he don't mix that religious stuff into it. He don't mix that pro-black conscious rhetoric into it. He just comes straight out and say it just like it plainly supposed to be said. When you're dealing with the conditions of soul people here in this country, you know, and I mean, hey, I'm like this here, you know. The other day when I was even speaking in another video I made on this channel that I'm speaking from now, I actually said that I have no problems with being in a place where there are a majority of Caucasians. And I'm growing more to feel that way, And at this point, no matter where I go, you know what I'm saying? More than likely, that's where I'm gonna be, And you could call it running away, or you could call it being a sellout. You could call it being a Sambo or Uncle Tom or whatever you want to call it as far as that's concerned. But my decisions is my decisions. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm going to tell you like this. At least I know what I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with the races and when I'm dealing with Caucasian people all together in general. Okay, I know where I stand at. You know, that's no doubt. It's no questioning that. You know, it's more easier to anticipate whatever the situation is going to be dealing with them than it is with the complications of dealing with other black people. And I'm just going to, again, flat out say that, because it is what it is. You don't know, we come from all different type of kind of, you know, ideologies, beliefs. I mean, we everywhere, Just like a brother told me years ago, a soul brother who I was doing time with in prison down south told me years ago. We were talking one day, we was in the cell double bunking together and we were talking. And the truth of the matter was what he straight up said. And this was though in relation to doing time around other inmates or convicts. But the truth was, he said, you can't trust nobody because one day they this way and then the next day or the next minute they're another way. And that's just the same way it is when it comes to dealing with black people. That made a lot of sense what that brother in prison told me. And it even applies to even, unfortunately, when it comes to black people in general. When you're dealing with black people, you know what I'm saying? That's just the type of mentality you get. And yes, I'm saying it's just like being in a situation of being incarcerated. Because the minute, you come across a brother or sister, even if you try to deal with them on a positive level, or whatever level you dealing with them on, anything could erupt. Just over something simple. Just over because you didn't say excuse me or you said excuse me. And the brother pull out an AK and blow your head off anyway. Just because. I mean, this is the mentality that we dealing with when it comes to other black people. And yes, of course, you have that problem with violence going on among other races of people. But I'm going to just say this here. It's not to that level. I've been around different cultures, okay? In different parts of this country, okay? I've lived among different cultures closely. Sat at their table, broke bread with them. You know what I'm saying? Got used to them, hearing them speak their own languages. But they do not commit violence against each other in the exact manner like black people do. And I don't care what you say. And I'm talking about those that's opposing or that's gonna oppose what I say in this video. I don't care what you say. It is what it is, like somebody say. You don't hear white people killing each other because somebody looked at them the wrong way or because somebody looked at they woman or they man. Now they end up doing life in the penitentiary. I'm going to tell you, when different cultures fight amongst each other and kill each other, it's for a purpose, especially if it come merely to survival. Black people take it to a whole nother different level. I'm being beyond that extreme. You know what I'm saying? And I hear people always sitting up here talking about, well, you don't have to be out there in the streets. Let me you, long as you ain't out there in the streets getting caught up in this and that, you ain't got to worry about. First of all, let me tell you something, okay? I done been on both sides of the street, as they say, when it comes to being a criminal and being a law-abiding member of society, okay? I done been on both sides of the street. And let me tell you something. I live even among people every day who label me and judge me as if I'm a snitch or something because I do the right thing. If they impose upon me as far as violating me, you know what I'm saying? And they say, just like they say, just like I'm going to tell you, it was a brother. I think his name was Guy Fisher. Matter of fact, his name was Guy Fisher. And he was associated with one of the biggest known snitches. Since you want to talk about people snitching, he was associated with the biggest known snitches in the history of this country, named Nicky Barnes, a former heroin dealer out of Harlem, New York, okay? And Nicky Barnes got mad at that brother Guy Fisher and several other brothers who he was associated with in the streets in Harlem, New York back in the 70s, doing the heroin trade. That was big back then at that time. And, he did something that he felt they shouldn't have did by violating him as far as, when it came to them courting, one of them courting his wife, which was agreed upon that they would not do to each other if one of them, like him, ended up in the situation of being incarcerated. And that was supposed to have been a code, one of the codes among them that was supposed to have been kept intact, where he felt like they violated that code. So he decided, well, hell, he gonna snitch on them all and take them down. Okay? But anyway, this is how that brother Guy Fisher got a life sentence, which he is serving still to this day, in the feds. Okay. But one thing, I read an article where they was interviewing him in a magazine article years ago in a magazine I was reading. And one statement he clearly made, and this is coming from a known gangster, a known live reputed gangster, okay? Because he ain't come from around no Rudy Poot suckers. This was a straight up live gangster, okay? Old school gangster. And he even said this straight from a prison interview, that if somebody is a law-abiding citizen of the community and they not out there selling drugs or doing any kind of crime or involved in the street gang, period, okay, and they feel like they may have to call the police because they're everyday working people or everyday law-abiding citizens that don't mess with nobody and mind their business, if that is your last recourse, like he said, then you have a right to call the law. But if you out there doing shit, like he said, like Nicky Barnes and them was doing, and like them other people in the streets be doing when they be breaking the law, then they turn around and call the police on somebody, then that's snitching, okay? And today people, and this is what's so wrong with the so-called street game, you know, because black people live, it was a time when black people had lived by the code of the streets in a more respectable way than they live now. So now, when you shoot and kill people, you're not just targeting the person that you directly supposed to be targeting, but you shoot anybody that's in the way. And then when you turn around and accuse people of snitching, you don't accuse the right person, you accuse the wrong people. And that even get people hurt. Okay? So, I mean, this is how, and it's repetitiously bad because it's gotten so worse, especially with the way that even the drug epidemic contributed to destroying us. Although because it was our choice to pick up the drugs, although we want to blame the white man, but we had a choice not to indulge in that. Okay? And don't sit up here and tell me it was about survival. That's just straight up BS. There's a lot of black people who had that choice when that was presented to them, and they went the other way. Okay? So I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Not only myself and family, but many other millions of black people and their families was affected, especially by this crack epidemic. But it was because of the choice, the free will choice. See, we still think we back in 1865 where we ain't got no choice in the matter at all. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why we keep getting further set back as a people. Because we want to lay the blame on everybody else before we look at ourselves. Like, didn't nobody put no gun up to your head and force you to pick up that dope sack? Or put that crack stem up to your mouth? Or put that heroin syringe needle to your arm? Didn't nobody force you to pick up them weed papers and start rolling, joints and smoking marijuana like most of you do? Which is contributing also to a lot of this violence going on, even in the rap music industry. You know what I'm saying? I was just hearing, I think it was Dr. Nelly Fuller Jr. who spoke on that most of, it was him when he said that most of brothers and even sisters, more so he even said sisters, indulge in marijuana day in and day out. Even when it come with they lunch, breakfast, and dinner, because that's all they live for. And this is what has became a repetitious thing with us. This is why many of us are addicts, drug addicts. We've become more of a slave to that, as well as to a lot of other things. But yet we want to deny that we are still impacted by this slave mentality. Just because they told you could leave off the plantation don't mean that slavery disappeared. It's right in your 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which was directly applied to us as black people. You know what I'm saying? That's why that sister Michelle Alexander wrote that book, what was called a new Jim Crow, which directly touched on that. And I recommend that many of you people purchase that book if you already haven't. I purchased it and read the whole book. And she made a lot of sense in what she said about that. You know? And this is why you have many of us in the position that we're in. You know, where we coming more from dysfunctional, broken homes, families. And this is another thing too I want to point out too, which comes along with the denial of black people's wretched behavior and wretched ways among each other. We don't even get along as families, but we want to talk about uniting with other people thousands of miles away from here, over somewhere in Africa. I'm talking about people we don't even know about, who language we don't know, who cultures or customs we don't really know about. But we want to talk about uniting with them, trying to seek out family over there when we don't even love or get along with each other as relatives over here. Okay? And I hear quite a bit of black people saying that they get along very well with their family, that they don't have no problems, don't no problems at all exist in their family, which they telling a damn lie, because slavery affected us all that are descendants of dark-skinned slaves born in America, whether we want to accept it or not. And what comes along with that is the breakup of the families, okay? Which is why we don't get along. That has a lot to do why we don't get along with each other as relatives from the same bloodline, whether we want to accept that or not. I hear all the time where, siblings who come from the same womb then killed each other over some drug-related stuff. I hear about it all the time. Or cousins who are actually related to each other by blood going at each other's throats because they rival gang members and all this other kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Don't sit up here and tell me, because I'm not going to accept that. You know what I'm saying? When I know if it's the truth, then show and prove that it's the truth. But if you can't prove it, I'm not trying to hear it. Because I smell bullshit when I smell it. And excuse my French because I don't cuss, especially when I'm on live videos or when I'm on videos that I'm about to post like this one. But like I said, we need to understand that the reality of the whole situation with us and what we're going through right now as black people is, you know what I'm saying? It's very critical, more so than ever, you know? And I mean, we got our focus too, you know what I'm saying? We're focused on the wrong things. We our focus is in too many different wrong areas, which is another reason why we are so pathetic to the point where we cannot unite commonly on nothing as a people. And then you, like I said, you wonder why don't no other race or culture, so-called race or culture, because it ain't a such thing as race. That was just something started by the races. But cultures, I will say that. That's why other cultures or nationalities in this country and even world don't respect us. This is why we are laughing stock. And we're going to keep being labeled as that until we turn this around ourselves and not wait on nobody, not wait on no God to come somewhere from out of the heaven sky or which is not something that truly exists, or, waiting for some damn spaceship to come out the cosmic sky, you know. We're going to continue to be in this same position, even if it leads toward us being exterminated. And we, like I've always said in the past, on other platforms, or panels, that we would not be the first or the last people to face extermination. Hopefully it won't happen, but the way it's looking for us, we are headed in that direction. And I've spoken on that numerous times on quite a bit of panels that I've spoken on. I've mentioned that. You could go on this channel and hear me speak about it. You could go on Reality Temple or Operation Exodus Mississippi and hear me speak about it. But hey, we're facing extermination. Yes, we are, as someone used to say back in the 80s, particularly in the black conscious community, like people would say, we are, in fact, a endangered species. And I'm going to say this also, too, that I don't have, once again, I've already spoke for myself on this, and I'm going to speak also for the other average black person that choose to move out the ghetto, as they call the hood, move to the suburbs, move even around white people, whatever. I don't have no problem with it. They doing what they got to do for themselves or for their families, especially because they have no protection among their own people. So you got to go. And I can't do nothing but agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I used to be one of those ones that used to speak against stuff like that. But once I started waking up more to reality and said, wait a minute, hold up. We not doing nothing to change our own damn condition around us. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see nothing wrong with that. And those the main ones who criticize black people for making the decision to do that, it's not doing nothing. It's not doing a damn thing. But running their mouth, especially on social media, or even if it ain't on social media, they running their damn mouth. You know what I'm saying? And ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But worrying about the wrong thing and got their mind and thoughts and focus on pure D bull crap. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why we don't get the respect we should be getting as a people. This is why people are having their way with us like the racists when it come to police brutality, like the racists when it come to the court system, when it come to housing discrimination, job discrimination, gerrymandering. This is why they having their way with us, because we don't have no respect for ourselves and each other. So how you expect other people to respect you? And it's just that simple. So I'm going to keep on saying what I'm saying until the day I die. To the day I die, I'm going to keep saying what I say. So, like I said, and I just want to point out something too, that I know a lot of people, especially in the pro-black conscious community, don't like our platform, where we come from. And yeah, maybe probably so. That's why we don't got that many subscribers. But you know what? I could give less than a dag about that. I tell people, like I just recently told an individual, if you don't like what I got to say on my platform, then unsubscribe. I could give less than a damn. I'm speaking to the people that want to hear the truth, that's seeking the truth, that's seeking to be liberated and freed from this madness that we find ourselves in as a people, as we've been going through for over these last 400 years in this country. So, and most of you that are subscribed to our channels on our platforms, pages, most of you ain't trying to do nothing like with helping us to get this Mississippi campaign off the ground. Most of you ain't even that interested in that. Y'all just talking, just to be talking. It's good. It's all good. I appreciate your what you call respects to what I got to say. Your accolades that you be commenting under certain videos that I've spoken on. I appreciate that. And that, as far as out of respect, okay, I got that. But the question is what are you going to do to help us with this platform so that we can have somewhere to where we can be quarantined, where our people, our women and children, especially our elderly, could feel safe and protected? Because we have no protection as black people in this country. Do you understand that? And even under this new president coming in, it ain't gonna be no different. Just like we saw under Trump, just like we saw under this last president we had in the White House. So what is this? What's the difference? If we could do something like help get this Mississippi campaign off the ground, they would even be willing to work with us if they see we're serious. You know what I'm saying? You know what hey, listen, and even though I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I'm going to tell you something. If we would have came together and got this Mississippi campaign off the ground, he would have even, and saw how serious we was, he might have even obliged to help us. We don't know where our help is coming from. Once we show people that we're serious about something, just like our people showed how serious they was during the civil rights movement, when they got tired of getting dogs sicked on them, rocks thrown on them, getting told they couldn't, ride the bus in the front, or ride the or use the same bathrooms with the racists. When they got tired and said enough is enough, the whole world came along and joined them, including other Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, if we're serious about really wanting change for ourselves, other people will see it and they'll come through. We just can't wait around. That's why we got to do it ourselves. It starts with doing it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? No people anywhere on the face of this earth has waited on anybody to do anything for them as far as changing their condition as a culture. Nobody else other than indigenous black Americans here in the United States, and that's just a shame. When we're documented as the only people, far as I know, in history that got that type of mentality, that's just a shame. So like I said before, we need to understand and recognize that our backs is against the wall, and we got to just get our heads out the mud. It's just that plain and simple. And like I said, I want to speak on this situation because a lot of these rappers been dying back to back. And who at the hands of who? Other black people. But you don't hear Black Lives nowhere around talking about that, right? I'm just throwing something out there. You got rappers getting killed by other black people. You don't hear Black Lives Matter talking about that, right? Out there on the streets talking about, come on, you got to do something about this. You know, I mean, you don't hear them talking about that. Or rallying with an outcry over that. You know what I'm saying? But soon as a racist do something to one of us or gun us down, oh, we all out there. We out there burning stuff down, tearing stuff up. I mean, come on. And then usually at the end of the day, like with, previous numerous cases, police end up not going to jail, not seeing the day in jail, not doing time after you done rioted and tore up a whole city over nothing. That's how much they don't respect us. You know? And this is the reason why, like I said before, we gonna have to do it ourselves. If we want our liberation and our respect as a people, we got to take it. And I mean, yeah. I mean, we got to understand and also know too that hey, look, we don't have no friends. I'm gonna repeat that again, just like John Henry Clark would say. We don't have no friends, whether in the continent of Africa, whether in the Caribbean, or wherever you find other dark-skinned people at on the face of the earth. We don't even have friends, even coming from that way, And it's just that simple. So, I mean, that should even be enough alone to drive us to want to come together. I mean, man, that just show you how bad slavery, the impact slavery has on us. Still to this day. That just really show you how bad of an impact of what type of impact that slavery really have on us. Just like in the words of Malcolm X, called the after effects of slavery. This is the after effects of slavery. Whether we want to understand and realize that or not, we're living actually through the after effects of slavery. Whether we want to accept it or not. And I know some of you talking about why you keep bringing slavery up. You sound like the racists. Get over it. No, we not going to get over this because this is reality. So no, I'm not getting over it. I'm going to keep talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are actually dealing with the after effects of slavery on all levels of our existence here in this country as a people, whether we want to accept that fact or not, and I'm not going to, like I said, sit back and stay quiet about it until I see us liberated, even die trying. I'm going to keep talking about it. Okay? I'm going to keep talking about it until I see us liberated, even if I die trying. I'm going to keep talking about this. So, I mean, hey, take it how you want or whatever, whichever way you want to go with it. I'm going to keep talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I would die for this truth and this ideal that I stand on, as far as liberation is concerned. So, hey, I'm not today. Maybe in the past, I was willing to risk my freedom and life over a bunch of bull doodle, but today I'm willing to reach it, to risk it over something worthy, called liberation of soul people, if that's the way it got to be. So hey, like I said, I really don't care. But at the same time, going back to one thing I was saying, I just want to repeat this before I close out. Because I strongly feel the way I feel about this for a reason. And because of the fact that it's so much violence and so much chaos among black people in this country, I'm talking about descendants of slaves born in America, which I refer to as people of soul, a dark-skinned people of soul, which I refer to our people as. But like I said, we are in a serious situation that, hey, if some of us got to move out the hood, move to the suburbs if you could afford to, go to even different municipalities or even to different states where, the Caucasian is the majority in order for you to secure a better situation when it comes to safety or whatever for you and your family, do so. I'm telling you. I'm not telling you. I'm advising you. If that's what the route you want to go, do it. You grown. You do what you want to do, but I'm advising you. If that's what you feel, do it. I'm not coming from the pro-black construct. I'm not gonna call you a coon or a sample if you do that. You are more to me, you are more of a person with courage to do something like that than stay there and put up with that bull crap. Having to worry about walking out your house not knowing if you're gonna get your head blew off in the middle of a shootout. A shootout you ain't got nothing to do with. Two ignorant niggas shooting at each other like the Wild Wild West, and you walking out your door and end up getting killed or shot like a cousin of mine had to go through back home where I'm from in Michigan, She just coming from work, minding her own business, walking from work, and you know how ignorant Negroes is, want to get to shooting, ain't even aiming correctly at the right target, end up shooting the wrong target. And that's the situation a relative of mine ended up in, where she could have actually lost her life because she was bleeding profusely, and it had not been another female at the bus stop with her where she had to sit down until the ambulance came, she probably wouldn't be living right now because of that. And to this day, far as I know, whoever it was that shot her, they still ain't been caught, See, and this is a common occurring thing that goes on in the black community. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I don't care if I have been locked up before, and I know I don't wish that on nobody, but if anybody needs to be locked up, some of them ignorant Negroes need to be locked up. They need to be locked up. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. They need to be locked up. Because they no good to themselves and no good to nobody else. Yeah, they need to be in the cage around people like them. You got a lot of people out here getting away with murders every day. Ain't been caught. And that bull crap that the Black Lives Matter justify as to the reason why they don't focus on black crime like they focus on police shooting black people is because they say every time other blacks kill other blacks, they go to jail usually, which is not true. I could point out a lot of facts and statistics that disprove that notion. You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. That is a flat out lie. You go to some of these major cities, even like in my hometown, All you got to do is go to the local police headquarters and get a printed out data of how many unsolved murders exist yearly. And it's in the numbers of thousands upon thousands. So no, every black that's getting killed in the street by another black is not resolved legally. That's a lie. And with that said, I'm going to close out because I need to go on with the rest of my evening. But I just want to just raise this issue because of these alarming black on black killings or shootings that's been taking place with these rappers. And that goes along with everything that I just spoke about on this panel. And so until next time, I get with you on the flip, as someone would say, peace out.